Meet the Golden State Warriors. They're not your everyday basketball team. From their roots in Philadelphia to the shining lights of the Bay Area, they've been on an incredible journey. Ever heard of an underdog winning big? Well, they did it. And it was a hoop dream come true. Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson shot baskets like no one else. We're talking record-breaking, jaw-dropping stuff. And today, we present you their epic era of greatness. It's a story you won't want to miss. Let's take a trip back to the summer of 2012, a time when the Warriors faced a big decision. They had to choose a path, and trust me, they chose wisely. In the 2012 NBA draft, the Warriors made some crucial picks that would change their future forever. Imagine this, with the 7th overall pick, the Warriors selected a promising small forward named Harrison Barnes. But that's not all. They also grabbed center Festus Ezeli at 30th, small forward Draymond Green at 35th, and the towering 7'1" center Ungjan Kuzmic at 52nd. It was like hitting the jackpot on draft day. Now let's break it down.
Golden State Warriors select Harrison Barnes from the University, Festus Ezeli from Benin City, Nigeria.
The Golden State Warriors select Draymond Green, Ungjan Kuzmic.
Harrison Barnes became a regular starter. Ezeli played a vital role in the team. And Draymond Green? Well, he became a total game changer. Green's ability to play different positions and his basketball smarts fit perfectly with the league's shift towards smaller lineups. The Warriors had found a real gem. Amid all these exciting moves, the Warriors also secured their incredible sharpshooter, Stephen Curry, with a 4-year, $44 million rookie contract extension. Some folks had doubts because of Curry's past injuries, but little did they know, this would be a game changer. Now let's jump ahead to 2016, and a sports writer named Anthony Slater pointed out something really smart about Curry's contract.
There's like still 8 minutes left in the first quarter, and you also know with Steph, when he has 3 threes early, like this is going to be.
It wasn't super expensive, and that turned out to be a brilliant move. It meant the Warriors had more money to put together a strong team around him. Curry's incredible shooting skills and his ability to lead were like the building blocks for what was about to happen. The Warriors made a bunch of moves that made the whole basketball world take notice. First, they traded Darrell Wright, which was like setting the stage for even bigger things. Then, they got a really experienced point guard, Jarrett Jack, to add depth to their roster. They also signed a flexible forward, Carl Landry, to add another important piece to their championship plan. Now let's talk about the 2012-13 NBA season. It was a season filled with challenges because some key players like Brandon Rush and Andrew Bogut got hurt early on.
After yet another freak injury. And the Bucks were hoping that what happened Wednesday night in Houston, when the Australian big man rolled his left foot and he unintentionally landed on an opponent's lane.
Despite all the obstacles, the 2012-13 Warriors set off on an incredible journey. They didn't just start strong, they won 20 games in less than 30, something they hadn't done since 1992. That was like a sneak peek of the awesome things they were going to achieve. Now let's talk about how the Warriors performed away from their home court. They weren't just good at home, they were also pretty impressive on the road. In fact, they made history by going on their first ever 6-1 road trip. They even beat the defending champion Miami Heat with an exciting 97-95 victory in Miami. People all around the basketball world were starting to pay attention.
5 3-pointers, a big part was outstanding too. But for Klay, a season-high tying 27, game-high 31 points. And while he got his numbers, Draymond Green played him tough when going toe-to-toe with him.
On April 9th, 2013, the Warriors secured their spot in the playoffs with a win against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Goes on to win this one big by 16 points.
This was only their second time making it to the playoffs in 19 years, and the first time since the beloved We Believe Warriors of 2006, 0-7.
Just a crazy experience to think that really 10 years later, I think we've really captured the imagination of the NBA and we made history.
This time, their slogan was "We Belong," and the Warriors were back on the big stage. The regular season had its ups and downs, but it ended with a record of 47 wins and 35 losses. They earned the 6th seed in the highly competitive Western Conference, and they entered the playoffs with a lot of confidence. In the first round of the playoffs, the Warriors faced off against the Denver Nuggets and came out on top, winning 4 out of 6 games. It was an exciting series that showcased their determination and toughness. However, in the second round, they had a tough opponent, the San Antonio Spurs. Despite putting up a great fight, they ultimately lost the series 4-2. Now let's talk about the Warriors' journey through the playoffs. For many of the players on the team, this was their first taste of playoff action, like a trial by fire. They had to learn quickly how intense playoff basketball could be. Andrew Bogut, with his experience, was like a wise elder guiding them through it all. But what truly made this team stand out was their fearless leader, Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, whom people affectionately called the baby-faced assassin, had a season to remember. He did something incredible by making a whopping 272 three-point shots. Breaking records left and right. He basically wrote his name in the history books, and defenders had a tough time keeping up with him.
Curry forcing him a tough shot, which of course, Steph. And Curry gotta beat Garland. He does. Steph 3. Got it! Oh, how good is Steph Curry? Curry, long distance. It's good! Steph sets, fires, three-pointer. Bang! Plenty of time to work, and Curry will fire nonetheless.
But the 2012-13 season wasn't just about Curry. It was also about redemption. David Lee, one of the Warriors' forwards, put an end to a 16-year dry spell without any All-Star selections. He earned a spot as a reserve in the 2013 NBA All-Star Game.
The Warriors have an All-Star for the first time since 1997. David Lee is heading to Houston to represent the Warriors.
Absolutely. Really excited to be representing the Warriors, representing the team. Hasn't had an All-Star since '97. It's a great honor, and I'm really excited at the same time. My teammate, Steph, who's my best friend on the team, unbelievable guy.
It was a glorious moment for the team and a clear sign of their comeback. Now, let's dive into one of the most exciting stories of that season, the rise of the Splash Brothers. This dynamic duo consisted of Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. They were famous for their incredible three-point shooting skills. Together, they made a jaw-dropping 483 three-pointers during the season. In the summer of 2013, the Warriors made a move that sent shockwaves through the NBA. They signed a contract with Andre Iguodala, a former Denver Nuggets player who would later become the NBA Finals MVP. It was a game-changing signing that showed everyone they were dead serious about pursuing greatness. To make room for Iguodala and to free up some salary cap space, the Warriors pulled off a series of daring trades. They said goodbye to Richard Jefferson, Andris Biedrins, and Brandon Rush And in the process, they gave up several future draft picks. It was a bold move that proved their commitment to building a championship-worthy team. In the 2013 NBA draft, the Warriors chose a 22-year-old Serbian combo guard named Nemanja Nedovic as the 30th and final pick of the first round. This was a bet on young talent, keeping an eye on the future. But the off-season wasn't just about new faces. It was also marked by some departures. Free agents Jarrett Jack and Carl Landry said their goodbyes to the team. However, the Warriors didn't stay idle. They strengthened their roster with important signings like forward center Maurice Spates, experienced center Jermaine O'Neal, point guard Tony Douglas, and Serbian center Ognan Kuzmic. Everything was in place for an unforgettable season. The 2013-14 season started with excitement, but it was anything but smooth. The Warriors had some really good moments, but they also had their fair share of challenges. By early December, they had won 12 games and lost 9, which was quite different from their amazing 17 wins and 4 losses at the start of the previous year. The tough start for the Warriors in the 2013-14 season was mainly because of their hard schedule. They faced strong teams, with 14 of their first 22 games on the road, and 10 of those were against playoff-worthy teams. Overcoming this challenge showed their determination. Injuries added to their struggles, with key players like Festus Ezeli, Tony Douglas, and Jermaine O'Neal sidelined. The biggest setback was Andre Iguodala's hamstring injury, forcing him to miss over a month. The team struggled without strong bench players, winning only 5 out of 12 games during his absence. However, when Iguodala returned, the Warriors turned things around, winning 10 consecutive games. This streak, including 6 road victories, was their longest since their 1975 championship win. To strengthen their team, they made trades, acquiring Jordan Crawford and Martian Brooks from the Celtics and Steve Blake from the Lakers.
Talking with coach and,
With new additions and Jermaine O'Neal's return, they became one of the NBA's hottest teams after the All-Star break. Despite clinching a playoff spot, Andrew Bogut's rib injury right before the playoffs was a major setback. Going in as the 6th seed, the Warriors faced tougher challenges. Nevertheless, the dream of playoff success was alive, and fans were excited for what lay ahead. As the Warriors prepared for the playoffs, there were problems behind the scenes. Assistant coach Brian Scalabrine was moved to the team's Development League affiliate due to disagreements with head coach Mark Jackson. Anonymous sources in the league suggested tensions among the coaching staff. Trouble continued when assistant coach Darren Ehrman was suddenly fired for secretly recording conversations. It was a chaotic contrast to the team's on-court success. The 2013-14 season was historic for the Warriors, with a 51-31 record, their 4th time winning over 50 games, and the first time being 20 games above .500 in 22 years. The Bay Area was excited. They tied their record for most road wins in a season with 24, showing their strength. In the playoffs, they faced the 3rd-seeded Los Angeles Clippers, pushing the series to a thrilling 7th game. The Warriors' determination was evident, leaving a mark on their journey. During the season, they played 17 close games, winning 6 with last-second shots, keeping fans excited. They also had 7 comeback wins from 15-plus point deficits. Stephen Curry made his first All-Star game appearance, earning his place among the league's best. He, along with Klay Thompson, became the Splash Brothers for their incredible three-point shooting. Curry set a record with 261 three-pointers in the season, totaling 533 over 2 seasons, surpassing Ray Allen's record. Together, they made 484 three-pointers, changing long-range shooting in the NBA. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Stay tuned for more exciting content in the next video.